you so much for joining me, Costa, on Musing TV, and this is the agenda, the program that we intend to bring to you on a weekly basis, but sometimes because of the challenges that are beyond our control, we may fail to do so. But the good news is today on a Monday, we are back, and just 9 days ago, Obert Gutu broke the news that he had resigned from the MDC-T led by Thokozani Kupe as the Vice President. And he is my guest for today to talk about his resignation, his belief, and his understanding, his opinion, his views on POLAD, and what his takes also in the machete-wielding gangs violence that has erupted countrywide, and in generally the economic crisis, and the best foot forward from him. And so here we are at the Negona Chambers. Mr. Gutu, thank you so much for giving us time to talk to you.
Thank you very much, Costa. Thank you, listeners and viewers.
Let me just start straightforward into the issue. Why did you resign from the MDC?
I thought I made it very clear, Costa, to say my reasons for resigning from MDC-T Vice Presidency were purely, and they are still purely private and personal. As you know, and as you can see, I'm a practicing lawyer here. I have other interests, business interests also in this country and overseas. And I thought that maybe it's time for me to maybe just refocus, re-strategize, crank up the engine, so to speak. And like I said, it was purely private.
I put it upon you that for somebody who has been in the opposition politics for quite some very long time, 2 decades, and largest part of your time in the MDC alliance now, and you had a huge following. So many people believed in you. I think you,
and also some who don't believe in you.
should serve them justice by just giving a bit of reasons why you resigned.
Like I said, look, I have a personal life to lead, I've got a professional life to lead. I'm not resigning from politics. I mean, there's a difference between resigning from MDC-T as a political party and resigning from politics. I believe that once a politician, always a politician. And that said, all I'm saying is, for now, the reasons are purely personal, they're purely private. So there's nothing more I can say, really, because all I'm saying is, look, I'm just refocusing, repositioning, re-strategizing.
Let's go a little bit to the MDC-T,
yes,
which you have resigned recently.
Yes.
When you formed this party, what were the objectives?
No, this party, as you know, was formed way back. The MDC-T was formed in 1999.
I'm now referring to this one, which was led by Dr. Thokozani Kupe. What was the objective of this party?
I don't want you to look at it from MDC-T as different from the MDC that was formed in 1999. You know the various challenges that the party had immediately after the unfortunate passing on of the founding president, Dr. Morgan Richard Tsvangirai. May he's departed, so rest in eternal peace. There were those issues that happened. I'm sure they're in the public domain, all the problems that led them to all these files that are still in the courts. There's a judgment still pending from the Supreme Court. So the party is still that party that was formed in September 1999. So when you say, when we formed the MDC-T, you are looking at it as a latter day formation. That is not the issue. It is the MDC of 1999. So I can't say much because we are still waiting for the judgment of the Supreme Court to be handed down, which I believe could be any time. I don't know when exactly, but I believe it could be any time. Then it will then be clear to say what is the direction that the MDC as a party is going to take. Are they going to go for an extraordinary Congress? Is the Supreme Court going to say there are now 2 formations? Whatever the Supreme Court is going to say, I don't know. I'm not privy to the judgment that is going to be handed down. As you know, it was a
maybe before we get into
Supreme Court case,
into the court issues. I just want to understand from you what would have been best foot forward for the MDC following the death of Morgan.
I've been on record because I'm happy you've asked me that question.
Yeah,
the best foot forward was just to obey and follow what the constitution of the party says. And the constitution says, upon the death of the president of the party, within 12 months from the date of death of the president of the party should go to an extraordinary Congress to select a new president. So it is as clear as the blue moon. I mean, it is so clear, unequivocal, unambiguous. If that had been done, I don't think all this alabaloo would be happening, all this these fights in the courts and all these insults we come across, and particularly on social media, would be a thing of the past. So I believe that at the end of the day, the party is now so weak because of unnecessary fights, which are a direct result of failure to follow what the party constitution said. Had that been done, then the new president was going to be elected, whoever it was, people were going to rally behind him or her, and life was going to go on.
Let's exhaust something on your resignation. People say that you have now come to your senses to realize that this party was not taking you anywhere, and then you have realized enough.
I'm sorry you want me to laugh on a Monday afternoon because I have never taken leave of my senses. I have never taken leave of my senses. I'm absolutely and fully and completely and wholly in control of my faculties. So when they say that I have now taken, I have now come to my senses, I don't know what senses they're talking about. Maybe they're talking of, I don't know what senses, but if we're talking of the ordinary grammatical meaning of the word sense, I have never taken leave of my senses. I know what I'm doing. I knew what I was doing. I know exactly where I'm going. I know where I'm coming from. I'm clear, totally clear.
Now, outside the MDC, where do you see it going? The MDC led by Dr.
Like I said, everything will really be dependent on the outcome of the Supreme Court judgment. Because right now I don't want to put the cart before the horse, Costa. If I do that, if I put the cart before the horse, then I think I'll be very, as your interviewee, I'll be misleading both the listeners and the viewers. Everything really will depend on the outcome of the Supreme Court judgment. You know, the Supreme Court judges, there were three of them: Justice Patel, Justice Antonia Goala, Justice Paddington Garwe. When they come up with their judgment, and I don't even know when it's gonna be, but I believe it's gonna be soon, then one would then be able to confidently and maybe constructively and substantively say, this is the trajectory. For now, I would say everything really hinges on the Supreme Court judgment. Because it might actually please some people, it might disappoint some people, or at the end of the day, it might make both sides unhappy. In other words, I see three scenarios. A scenario that will make the Cooper camp happy, a scenario that will make the Chamisa camp happy, the third scenario is a scenario which will make both camps unhappy.
We have a slot for these court issues.
Yes.
But let me just find out from you, how are you faring up with your long-standing S4 members from the MDC?
No, we are in good books. Like I said, there's no, I have no beef with no one. I have no axe to grind with anyone. I made my own decision. Look, I'm fond of making very tough decisions. It's not, this is the first time.
Some people say you are not seeing eye to eye with Nelson.
No. How do you mean eye to eye? Yeah, I would no. I'm not born to share with him or anyone else for that matter. Like I said, I think the problem is people have certain expectations. They want to see maybe people fight. Sometimes they want to see people together, maybe going to church together or doing gochi together.
When was the last time you talked to him?
I can't remember. You asked me that question. Sometimes I say, look, you don't talk to people when you don't talk to them. I mean, I have even relatives, I have even friends, colleagues whom I haven't talked to for months, some even for years. But it doesn't mean that there's any beef between me and them. I mean, we are just leading busy lives, and I talk to people when I have to, and I believe that you also do the same, Costa. You don't just talk to people when you don't have to talk to them. Yeah. And by not talking to people as often as perhaps the average person out there wants, doesn't mean that you are enemies. No.
You now, this MDC alliance, the main opposition is being led by Nelson Chamisa. Where do you see it going? In your personal view?
Look, in my personal view, as in you want me to tell with their direction, to say where they're going? Yes. I don't know where they're going because I'm not part of them. Have I answered you? I honestly don't know what...
You are a politician. You
yes.
understand very much the political landscape,
yes.
the history of Zimbabwe and everything that is happening. And where do you see the MDC going in your personal view?
Look, you have to say, be more specific, which formation? Because there are now two formations.
Yeah, I mean the
de
one
facto,
the one being...
The one for Dr. Cooper, MDC-T.
The one led by Nelson Chamisa is the one that I'm referring to.
It's difficult for me. You want me to speak on their behalf. I don't know what is happening in their boardroom, but at least the optics I'm getting is that they are divided party. It's factionalism. They are disorganized. But like I said, I mean, I'm really absolutely nothing to do with them. I'm not part of them. I don't wish to be part of them. In fact, I will never be part of them. There are better chances of you getting pregnant than me being part of those guys. So I mean, all I'm saying is, it's something I'm unable to say much other than what I've already said. But looking into the future, I don't see a future.
We haven't got
they've been losing by elections.
We haven't got an opportunity to hear you precisely speaking about the legitimate question of President Emerson Mnangagwa, and I understand this emanates from the 2018 elections. Are you happy with the 2018 election outcome?
How do you mean happy? As in happy that
Exactly. Are you
ED1 or what?
Yeah, that outcome.
Look,
are you happy with it?
To me, July 2018 is case closed. Case closed. Finish and clap. So anyone who, because happiness is a feeling. Happiness is, that's why they even talk of a happiness index. Happy that ED1 or happy that my president then Dr. Kobe lost, or what exactly is your question?
Are you happy with the outcome of the 2018 elections?
The outcome is that Edim Nangwaga won the presidential election. So to the extent that he won, he was challenged in the Constitutional Court. His victory was challenged. The Constitutional Court, which, as you know, as the viewers and listeners know, is the highest court of the land, is the apex court of the land, had that election petition, and they dismissed the petition. So to the extent that I am a stickler to detail, I believe in constitutionalism. If the highest court of the land endorsed his victory, who is Obert Gutu, Emir Obert Gutu, to say that the Constitutional Court should have given a different decision? That would be a political argument. And I'm talking here from a strictly legal point of view. The highest court of the land has given its ruling. Beyond the apex court of the land, the Crown Court, there's no other court that you can go to in this country. So we have to accept that as we are talking, as I'm talking to you right now, Costa, the president of the Republic of Zimbabwe is Emerson Dambudzo Mnangagwa. Like him or hate him, I don't know. Like him, love him, whatever, I don't know and I don't care. All I know is that he's the legitimate president of the Republic of Zimbabwe and duly accepted as such de facto and de jure. He goes to represent Zimbabwe at SADC Summit. He goes to represent Zimbabwe at AU Summit. He goes to represent Zimbabwe at the United Nations, at their various cities. So for anyone then to say he's illegitimate, to me, it's all sizzle, no steak, all fraud, no beer.
I understand that you were part of the POLAD member. We are going to discuss with this level.
Oh, yes.
One. And one of the things that is being raised there is the issue of electoral reforms. And that points to an election whose precedent was, the ground was not level, some such thing. Because if you're talking of political reforms, you want to correct something which is wrong.
You know, in terms of reforms, there's nothing in human life that is perfect. You are here in this office. You know what? I want to reform this office. I want to make my office bigger. Isn't that reform?
Okay.
I want to have a more modern light. I want to have a Mac computer. I don't want to have this HP. Isn't that reform? So everything is in constant mode of change. I mean, such is life. When we say there are supposed to be political, media, and electoral reforms, it doesn't mean that whatever happened in 2018 is illegitimate. All we are saying is there is need for perfection. So yes, I'm one of those people who actually ardently and passionately believes that there is need for political reforms in this country. There is need for media reforms. You are a media practitioner and so on.
Yes,
we want to see plurality of media. We want to see more television stations in Zimbabwe. We want to see more radio stations. We want to see more of you guys, the online publishers. Flourishing. One, you offer employment to people. Two, you make access to news, I think, freer and easier. So yes, that's reform. But if we are talking of reform, it doesn't mean that because we are clamoring for political reforms and media reforms and electoral reforms, therefore the election of 2018 was not legitimate. That would be a very pure.
I get this very clear from you. You entered into POLAD because you were from the MDC-T.
Oh yes, yes. By virtue of me being an MDC-T member.
Are you still a member of POLAD now?
No, I was in POLAD in my capacity as a member of the MDC-T. In fact, at POLAD I was a deployee or one of the deployees of the MDC-T. Now that I'm no longer a member of the MDC-T, how can I continue to be part of POLAD? But let me put it abundantly clear. I am one of those people who still passionately believe that POLAD, if properly restructured, POLAD, if properly repackaged, it is actually a game changer.
What do you mean by being repackaged?
All I'm saying is, when you look at POLAD, we want to make it, very few people know about POLAD. If I go, I'm not even talking of going to the law areas. Here in Harare, if I walk in the street there and ask, if you go just down the street there, the shopping center there, and we ask the ordinary, people, let's go into the shop, the spa, okay, and say, what is POLAD? They'll look at you and say, to start with, I believe POLAD has to be properly marketed. It hasn't been. Two, POLAD has to be brought to the people instead of having the people being brought to POLAD. Why I say so is because you want a situation where we say this is a forum for national dialogue, by political actors. So people should be able to identify with POLAD to say, for instance, if I say Dynamos or Cape United, everyone knows that Cape United is a football team. Everyone knows that Dynamos is a football team in Zimbabwe. Highlanders is a football team in Zimbabwe. So you want POLAD to be known like that. It must be something that is to be brought to the people. And I believe that there is still a lot to be done to make POLAD known. What is POLAD? What is it all about? People want to know, and people deserve to know. What is POLAD's main thrust? What is POLAD's main mission? People have to know. For now, people don't know.
So, would Nelson Chamisa be justified for denying to join POLAD?
No, I don't know. I can't speak on his behalf, but I think that they are missing a major opportunity to impact purposefully in the governance of this country. Because if you just lambast and trash POLAD without actually you understanding what POLAD is all about, it doesn't make a sense to me, and I think to any right-thinking person or right-thinking Zimbabwean. Because we are saying POLAD is for those political parties that is the presidential candidate in the 2018 harmonized elections. So to the extent that you are saying, I'm not happy with POLAD, I believe the best thing you have to do is to say, okay, POLAD, I'm not happy with POLAD, but I want to come to POLAD, use that opportunity to say, hey, you guys, comrades, I'm not happy about this forum because of A, B, C, D. Ukapopota uri kuzhekomusha, uchikutoenda pamusha pamapen. You know what happens? No one will listen to you. Like they say, a train does not stop simply because a dog is barking. So to me, I look at POLAD as a train in motion. And if you're going to say, POLAD, POLAD, what? As you to POLAD, you're actually seeing POLAD going past you, passing the station. So I believe that POLAD can be improved upon, but conceptually, it is a brilliant opportunity for Zimbabweans to meet together. When I'm talking of restructuring and repackaging POLAD, I'm simply meaning, why don't we have POLAD made broader than POLAD? Right now, it's just political actors. But why don't we even have a POLAD that will have, media actors, business actors, the student actors, the church, I can go on and on, women's organizations, the youths. There's so many sectoral interests in this country. And then you make POLAD a colossal, multifaceted.
You're making a very valid point. So let me just give you another reference here by former cabinet minister Chinga Dube. He said while he was launching his book a couple of weeks ago, he was saying POLAD is just a grouping of people of no consequence, and the real deal is between President Emerson Mnangagwa and opposition MDC leader Nelson.
Look, I've huge respect for Comrade Chinga Dube. I have huge respect. If you say that, then maybe you guys might have been quoting him out of context. My understanding of Comrade Chinga Dube there was to say, look, POLAD should embrace all significant political actors.
No, he precisely said the real deal is between President Emerson Mnangagwa and...
That's what he said. Maybe that's his opinion. That's his opinion. The good thing about democracy, about multi-party democracy, is that, the majority shall have their way, whilst the minority shall have their say. That is the fundamental guiding principle of a functional and authentic multi-party democracy. The majority shall have their way, but the minority shall also have their say. So all I'm saying is, if you're going to say POLAD should be exclusively between ZANU-PF and MDC Alliance, with respect, you'll be totally off the rail, totally off course. Because politics is not about how big one is. Politics is not about how big in terms of supporters you have. Like I'm saying,
some say it's determined by numbers.
No. All I'm saying is, like they say, there's this expression that says, when you're talking of a fight, a dog fight, it is not the size of the dog that matters in a fight, but it is the size of the fight in the dog. You might have a small dog, like that Jack Russell, small in body, but it will give you a hell of a fight. You can have a huge dog, you are not bulky, who are cowards. So all I'm saying is, we want to look at a situation where all Zimbabweans should have a say in POLAD. And if you're going to say, and POLAD, because smaller political parties are there, so
POLAD aside, will this government attain the economic aspirations of the people? Will it achieve the interests of the people?
No, your question is very open-ended, Costa.
Can it achieve anything?
Let me say one, I have no mandate to speak on behalf of the government. because I'm not the government spokesperson or
I'm
part of it.
asking your personal views. Yeah, remember you're not an ordinary person.
Yes.
You are a learned person. That can't be disputed. And from your understanding, aside POLAD, will this government attain the aspirations of the people?
Aspirations are their political aspirations, their socio-economic aspirations,
Precisely.
their aspirations to do with the arts. We put musicians saying, you must do this for us. Which aspirations?
People need bread, people need fuel,
Yes.
people need electricity, people need water. These are the general things that people are lacking right now.
Yes.
Will it be able to attain these things, POLAD aside?
No, all I'm saying is, government really, there's a huge challenge before them. There's no denying, Costa. There's a huge challenge because we are talking here of what I call livelihood issues. When you talk of meal is the staple food in this country. I think every Zimbabwean takes such as their staple food. Even our white guys, I've got white friends who actually eat more salsa than you and me. So I mean, at the end of the day, we should be able to make the basic staple food available, accessible and available, and also at prices that are affordable. One, we should be able to have what I call the key enablers. They should be easily accessible and also available at affordable rates or prices. Key enablers, what are they? Water. Key enablers, what are they? Electricity. Key enablers, what are they? We need roads. I mean, you cannot talk right now of farmers who, to say you are a farmer, I'm a commercial farmer, I'm doing tobacco, I'm doing horticulture or whatever you're doing, when you have no access to electricity.
I want us to agree with our viewers.
When you've not,
and what I'm saying is, without POLAD, can we say this government can have failed to attain the people's aspirations?
Without
failed to avail water to people?
no, all I'm saying is they can. All I'm saying is, POLAD is not a substitute of government. I think that's what many people miss, Costa. POLAD is not a governmental organ. POLAD is a dialoguing organ. So at the end of the day, government still is there with the three arms of the state. You've got the executive, the president and his cabinet. They're there. We have parliament, the legislature. It's there. We have the judiciary, led by Chief Justice Luke Malala. It's there. Those are the three arms of the state, isn't it? The executive, the legislature, the judiciary. POLAD is none of the three. It is, like I said, a dialoguing forum. It is meant to help to enhance our democracy. You would agree with me, Costa. Our democracy is still young. We are still nurturing our democracy. So you can go from A to Z trying to say, okay, what should we do about the democratization of Zimbabwe? The best thing you have to do is you have to try to democratize by enhancing your democratic credentials. And I see POLAD as one of those tools to enhance our democratic credentials. So if someone just trashes POLAD to say, POLAD haina deal, POLAD haina pasa, then offer us a substitute. What is there that you think is going to be better than POLAD? But it's not about ego. I've always said in this country, what we need to do, and to need to do urgently, is to build strong institutions and not build strong personalities.
We want to afford
if there are personalities out there.
We want to give our viewers some time to obviously take some of their questions.
No problem.
But maybe before that, let me precisely understand from you. We have heard reports that some POLAD members are now demanding some allowances, vehicles and so forth.
Yeah, I think I'm also on record, Costa, to say that POLAD should be there to serve Zimbabwe and not Zimbabwe to serve POLAD. I'll repeat, POLAD should serve Zimbabwe and not Zimbabwe serving POLAD. So at the end of the day, I wouldn't know whether there are characters out there who, in POLAD who want to get motor vehicles. I've just read about it on social media, even mainstream media, but I haven't come across anyone who has told me right in my face to say, Gutu, I want to get an SUV, an all-terrain vehicle, I want to get a monthly allowance for being a member of POLAD. I've just read about it in the news, mainstream and social media. But at the end of the day, my position has always been clear. I think I had an interview with one of the journalists from one of the main daily newspapers in this country. I made it very clear to say that I'll be the last person to advocate for a situation where POLAD members are given vehicles. What for? POLAD members are given allowances. What for? But all I'm saying is POLAD should be capacitated. It must have a functional secretariat. How are you going to make POLAD effective? Right now the secretariat is borrowed from the Ministry of Justice and Parliamentary Affairs. Those people are busy already. The PEM secretary is busy and the team, they're very busy. I know that because I was Deputy Minister of Justice. I know it has got 15 departments. That ministry is the third largest ministry in this country. It is one of the business ministries. So for us to say Minister of Justice should also act as the Secretariat for POLAD, I think it's giving them too much to chew, too much to handle. So I've come out very open, and I'll repeat it here and now, that POLAD needs an independent, fully funded, well-resourced secretariat for it to be effective. If it is going to be run like this, where you have a secretariat that is outsourced from some government department or the OPC, to me, it will be underperforming.
You have been in this forum for almost a year now.
Yes.
And how were your contributions taken?
No, I think they were taken well, in the sense that I remember all the meetings that I attended. The most significant of which I remember was the meeting that we had, where we literally summoned the Minister of Finance and Economic Development, Professor Mtuli Ngula. He came. We also summoned the then Minister of Industry and Commerce.
What did you say to
Mangaliso Lovo. We also summoned the RBZ Governor, Baroness John Mangujila. They came. We were telling them to say that the people are suffering. Because for Comrade Mangujila, it was an issue of saying, look, the RBZ, we are having a situation where people, they can't even have access to their own money. You go to the bank, you wait for 5, 6, 7 hours to get maybe $20. Here, we've got one of our guys who wakes up at 4 a.m. to go to the bank to get our daily allocation for, petty cash. We have to buy things. Yeah. We have to give people, money for cash for transport, because as you see, I'm out of town. So we have to give our staff members a weekly allowance for transport. And we do that in cash. So one of our guys here has to be at the bank every day by 4 a.m. I mean, that doesn't make sense. We should have a situation where people should just have their ATM, cards. You just go there to ATM machine and you get your money.
So in particular, what did you tell?
We told him truly it was the issue of the unaffordability of basic commodities. We actually then at that forum pushed for the reintroduction of the subsidy. It was at a time when the subsidy,
which are being used right now.
Yes. So he said, subsidy, powerful, and everyone eats sadza. What do you expect one to eat? Because sadza is not a luxury. I can understand if cheese is made expensive. I can understand if bacon is made expensive. If ice cream is made expensive. But I will never understand it if sadza is made expensive. Because sadza is our staple food. So we love it strongly, and I'm happy they agreed. But now I'm hearing that there are all sorts of shenanigans happening. That mini meal that should be affordable, there are these wheeler dealers, in bulk. They divert it to the black market. They start reselling it at inflated prices. But I believe these are issues that the government itself and the law enforcement agencies should sit down and try to rein in. Because I know for certain, I was in my local supermarket this weekend. Try to look for rolling. I couldn't.
Maybe before we get into the last part of our interview, we want to just give our viewers an opportunity to just hear their contributions here. I'm seeing someone, Eddie Kemi, saying, how can you say he won due to MDC-T had no representation in all poll stations? I don't know whether this question is very clear. And someone is saying, so if ED is on the right track and legitimate, why was he in opposition then? This question again is not clear. Why was he in opposition then? And then another one is saying, once a traitor, you always be one. And another one is saying, Gutu Uri rights in Prophet Bambuka's voice. So, yeah, of course, some of the comments, as I said before, we cannot read them out. Another one here is saying, Gutu, you are making a lot of sense. These are some of the questions that we have.
But like I said, it's a pity that most people really, I don't know, maybe they should get to know me, because I've been having all sorts of accusations. One, whatever Rutengesa means, I don't know what, I think the word Rutengesa has to be redefined, Costa. And look, at my age, why would I want to betray the democratic struggle? What for? I've been in this game for more than 20 years. I mean, I see myself as a dyed-in-the-wool Democrat. I love Zimbabwe to bits. Why should I do anything to betray my country? When Zimbabwe's interests are involved, I'll defend them. And I'll defend them passionately. So if defending Zimbabwe's interests is being a sellout, I'm the #1 sellout. If fighting for Zimbabwe's cause is being a sellout, I'm a #1 sellout. If loving my country is being a sellout, I am a #1 sellout.
Okay, so let me try to get another one. Another statement saying, listen to him carefully. He is now the new ZANU-PF spokesperson.
Unoda kuti comrade Simon Kayamoyo vati kutoona ntoda basa. Look, I'm not a member of ZANU-PF. Oh, how can I be a spokesperson for ZANU-PF when I'm not a member of ZANU-PF? ZANU-PF, the last time I checked, they've got a very eloquent spokesperson, Ambassador Simon Kayamoyo. Yeah, a Fletcher alumnus like me. I'm proud that you went to the same school. I did Fletcher High when it was Fletcher. So I mean,
I understand maybe it's just a culmination of the kind of your posts maybe on social media, on Twitter, where you have been always at war with the main opposition guys.
No, I'm not at war. It's them who attack me. I mean, there's all sorts of things. ZANU light, sell out, Watengone ZANU. I mean, I'm used to that. I actually laugh. I can have a glass of nice red wine. Cabernet Sauvignon, laughing over that. At the end of the day, I'm used to that. I think my skin is so thick now. It's thicker than an elephant skin. So I'm not going to lose sleep because of those insults or that social media abuse. But all I'm saying is, at the end of the day, I'm speaking and I've always spoken my mind. So anyone who knows Obert Gutu knows that I speak my mind. Love me, hate me, like me, and those are jiri, like they say in the United States. It is what it is.
Clifford again is saying, why were you telling the governor and the government what they already know for the past 40 years?
Look, like I said, there's POLAD, we are there to advocate. I see POLAD as a voice of the voiceless. So we are saying, that's why I said in a typical multi-party democracy, the majority shall have their way, but let the minority have their say. ZANU-PF right now, they are the majority party. They've got the majority of parliament. They are having their way.
Undisputable.
They are having their way. But as to the minority, we should not have our say. So we are saying, as a multi-party democracy, I may be small, I may be a small guy in terms of numbers, but as you don't understand speaker, let the minority have their say.
Yes.
And also the majority will have their way. But minority are one of their say. That is typical democracy. I mean, go to all these countries, go to even in the United States of America. Right now, we know that the president is a Republican who is being impeached. But at the end of the day, we know that the Democrats, they are the minority in the Senate, but they are having their way. They are having their say, sorry. At the end of the day, we are saying whoever has the majority will have their way. I'm just talking about the impeachment of Donald Trump. Most likely, obviously, he's not going to be impeached because his party is the majority in the Senate. But the good thing about the functional multi-party democracy is that the Democrats, they might be a minority in the Senate, but they are having their say. That is what we want in Zimbabwe. You can't say because Monica Party kadogo
we want to appreciate our viewers for following and all the engagement that you are making on our live feed. And we have to tell you that we regret that some of your comments, we may not read them out. But we are not going to close this interview before we talk about the visit by Thabo Mbeki and the machete wielding gangs. What did Thabo Mbeki say to you when you met him a couple of weeks ago?
Okay, we met him. I was part of a delegation from POLAD. There was Dr. Kupe, there was myself, there was Professor Maduku, there was Honorable Priscilla Misiaina Gimshonga, and there was Honorable Lucia Matibela. Look, we had a very, I would say, fruitful 2.5 hours or so, a discussion with the veteran African statesman, Comrade Thabo Mbeki. He wanted to hear from us to say, look, what is POLAD? So I had an opportunity to explain to Comrade Mbeki what POLAD is, where we were coming from and where we were heading to. You obviously wanted to know as POLAD to say what, have you made any progress? Or are there any hurdles that you are coming across? And we had a very good opportunity to, in detail, describe to Comrade Mbeki the issues that POLAD is spearheading, what POLAD's whole mission is all about. And I'm happy that he did appreciate to say, look, POLAD is not a substitute for government. POLAD is not a substitute for parliament. POLAD is just a dialoguing forum for those political actors or political parties that are the presidential candidate in 2018. Out there, people are looking at POLAD as if POLAD is now taking the place of parliament. No. They're looking at POLAD as if POLAD is not taking the place of cabinet. No. POLAD is POLAD. POLAD is not the cabinet. POLAD is not parliament. So POLAD, we made to, I think Comrade Mbeki really did that.
So in your engagement with him?
So that engagement, I think it was, to me, it was one of the highlights of last year.
So in your engagement with him, does it sound like he is prepared to take up the broker role to bring in together all this?
Look, Comrade Thabo Mbeki is the good thing about him is he's a son of Africa. He loves Africa. You can touch it. He's a Pan-Africanist. That's one thing I like about Thabo Mbeki. He is a person who believes in African solutions to African challenges or to African problems. That's one good thing about Comrade Mbeki. So I see him really being very helpful in trying to help us as Zimbabweans, help each other. But at the end of the day, we are not going to look at Comrade Thabo Mbeki as like to say, oh, this is the Messiah coming to save us. He was to say here to say, look, as a South African, Zimbabweans, we are brothers and sisters. We are brothers and sisters. But you can't expect Comrade Mbeki to then order us to do A, do B, do C, do D, do Z. At the end of the day, we as Zimbabweans should be able to talk to each other. There's no harm in talking to each other. The problem we have, Costa, is we grandstand, we say all sorts of lies.
What is it that he wants to see himself?
Look, I'm not going to speak on behalf of Comrade Mbeki because I'm not a spokesperson. But all I know is after talking, being part of the delegation, that's why I could feel even the optics that you're sending, that he's genuinely concerned about Zimbabwe. He wants Zimbabwe to prosper. So going forward, I cannot be a prophet. I wish I could prophesy. Unfortunately, I cannot. But I've got good vibes about Comrade Mbeki. I've got good vibes about him playing a significant role in bringing Zimbabweans together.
Did he say something about President Emerson Mnangagwa and the opposition leader, MDC?
No, because it was not our mandate really to ask him what he had discussed. He just said we met him after he had seen the president, President Mnangagwa, after he had met the president of the MDC Alliance. So we then met him after that. He just told us to say he had met the other, comrades. But obviously, it was going to be improper for us to ask him or probe him to say, Mataure Nauchi. He just told us that he had met them. And I believe that, look, he's a senior statesman, he's a senior, politician in his own right, the son of one of the founding fathers of the ANC, Governor Mbeki. I mean, I think you can't tell Thabo Mbeki what to do. He's been in it. He was born in a revolutionary family. And I think he knows what Africa wants. He knows what Zimbabwe wants.
When is he coming back?
I don't know. I don't have his itinerary, but he said soon. So, soon might be next week, soon might be next month, soon might be in June. But I believe the sooner it comes, the better.
Then lastly, let's talk about something that grappled Zimbabwe, the machete-wielding gangs, violence, strike, disaster that have caused killings, murder, rape, and all sorts of violence that have committed in this country. Would you like to say something about
No, it's very unfortunate. I actually think that it's a threat to national security. When it started, I thought it was low-key, happening in maybe parts of the Midlands province. Now it looks like these so-called machete gangs, they've gone countrywide. Look, I get the sense that they seem to be coordinated. And I believe that the relevant security organs of the state really should be doing something.
Who could be coordinating them? Who could be coordinating them?
I don't know. Because I wish I knew. I don't. But just as a layman, as a layperson, you look at what is happening in Jamamai, Mazowe, look what is happening in Mvuma a few weeks ago, that young man butchered. It was so sad to see the horrific pictures when I was trapped by those gangs and he was killed in broad daylight, happening everywhere, Midlands, Torashanga, everywhere, Shamba. So yeah, you see that is now, it's almost like countrywide. And I believe that I've been reading in the papers, on the news that more than 1,000 people have been arrested. And I believe that maybe the situation is being reined in. Because a few weeks ago, I think it was totally out of control. What they have to do, I think, is just to make sure that this menace of machetes doesn't belong to a modern country. That issue of having lawless gangs terrorizing people should never ever be allowed in a law-abiding country like Zimbabwe. So whoever is behind those machetes should be dealt with ruthlessly. And the machete gangs themselves, they should be put where they belong,
Thank you so much for following NewZimbabwe.com Facebook page. We are at Sinodoma Campus, and thank you so much for all your contributions, all your engagements, all your responses, and all your questions. Until next time, we have this agenda next Monday. It's a goodbye. And Mr. Gutu, thank you so much for
Thank you very much,
talking to us.
Yeah. Thank you very much for coming over to our chambers.